Trick Daddy, you must attend this barbecue. Not only must you attend this barbecue, you are on the grill, okay? Because some statements that have just reached my desk are very appalling, surprising, and disappointing. We all grew up listening to rap music. Um, we remember Trick Daddy made a song called Trick Love the Kids. Trick Daddy made another song called America, showing some of his reflections about life in America. Throughout his entire career, he highlighted some of the realities in Florida, like the inner city realities, the things that black people in particular would have experienced in Florida. And he put his own musical spin to it, and we all loved it. But some statements Trick Daddy recently made have caused many persons to wonder if Trick Daddy has lost his mind. And I have a little snippet here. I would like for my subscribers to listen to this, and I'll just give a brief reflection about it.
I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my motherfucking race. I ain't never been to Africa. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yes. And I know it's the motherland, yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America, real true land is right here in the U.S. soil.
I gotta stop you right there, brother. I gotta stop you right there because, as I said in the beginning of the video, election season is known as silly season. And, it surprises me every time an election cycle happens how crazy people get. But, in this particular case, we found that karma is a very real and a very present reality. As I said in my previous video, for some reason, xenophobia and anti-immigrant hatred was very successful in the recent U.S. general elections. But on day one, immediately after winning the election, Donald Trump eradicated birthright citizenship. Right? And I noticed people in the Caribbean, people in the continent, haven't made many reactions to this. Perhaps people are still shell-shocked. They don't understand the implications of what they just did. But essentially, people who lived in third world countries, who lived in poor countries, migrated to America, made a better life for themselves through the immigration process. They had kids. Their kids benefited from birthright citizenship and were able to go to college, get good jobs, etc. But these individuals who took advantage of this process actually decided to elect someone that is going to destroy this pathway to citizenship for persons in the third world who might want to go to America. They might want to go and live there, go to McDonald's, go to Denny's, go to the mall, spend the greenbacks, but people who took advantage of this, took the liberty of this, actually made a decision to destroy this process, and the first thing the Border Czar actually said was that these mass deportations are going to happen, and it's not a question of if, it's a question of when, right? As a matter of fact, the border czar, who was recently selected by Donald Trump, was asked if there was a possible way that he can avoid separating families. Many persons were distressed by children being separated from their mother, from their father, and the parents were deported while the kids remained in some sort of holding facility, concentration camp, whatever you want to call it, right? And the border czar said that yes, there is a way to avoid separating families and having them endure this hardship. He said that the way to do this is to deport the entire family together, right? Family. So Donald Trump is thinking about you as an immigrant. He's thinking about all immigrants. He's concerned, and his way of dealing with that is to make sure that everybody is sent back over the border together as a family unit. It's the Republican way, and Americans apparently will have it no other way. All right, but Trick Daddy's statements were a lens to a larger landscape. I remember comedian Godfrey, he made some comments about Latinos that are dark skinned, curly haired, but refuse to accept that they are of African descent. Right? He said that they say, I know black, meaning like, don't associate me with blackness. I'm not black, I'm Spanish. I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I'm not black, I'm Bolivian. I'm not black, I'm Puerto Rican or Spanish. But there is a psychosis that has set in the Western world. And even in the countries of origin that these people come from, they face colorism and racism. And many persons associate blackness with a lesser status in society, But, hearing Trick Daddy say that, no, I'm not an African. My mother wasn't from Africa. Her mother wasn't from Africa. And he even said her mother's mother. That's why I have to stop Trick Daddy. Because slavery was only a few generations ago. Alright, you might convince me that your mother was born in Haiti and her mother's mother was born in Haiti. But you go one mother beyond that, you in Africa. This is how close we are to our ancestry. Slavery was in the 1800s, it ended in the 1800s. So to have people fall victim to miseducation, to have people fall victim to historical revisionism is another sad aspect of the modern world, because even in America, some states actually decide how much of slave history in America that is taught to Americans. I recently privileged myself with a live stream from our good brother King AK-47, and he usually has like a lively live stream talking about hip hop news and what have you. But on one particular occasion, he went on a tirade about not being an African. He did the same thing that Trick Daddy did. He said that he doesn't even believe in slavery. Even though there's an Elmina slave castle in West Africa, one of the countries in West Africa, even though there are numerous logs of slaves that would have been sold, even though numerous countries all around the world have slavery on their record books, they have the actual slave dungeons, they have the actual slave ships. You have Africans living in a place that wasn't historically a place where Africans lived. Many things, many simple things will prove to us that not only did slavery happen, but we came from the continent of Africa. And the more people tamper with the education system and tamper with history, you might have children born next year or the year after that, who may believe that, hey, we were always in this region and slavery is a myth. Slavery is like a Marvel comic story. It's not real. It's like Black Panther. They will start to think that because the education system does not include this information, that somehow it's not real. And so Trick Daddy has to be very careful as a person of Haitian descent, persons who were liberated, Africans who fought for their independence. They didn't have an origin in Haiti. They were Africans who went to Haiti, endured the French enslavement, and that's why today you have Haitians eating baguettes and eating French bread and using French words mixed with African and Spanish words. Because you are not from that place, you are from another region entirely. Family. But I just thought I would touch on this because I think, the more we allow things like that to be said without some sort of response, the more impressionable minds will be influenced by all of this. Okay, so Trick Daddy, I would admonish you, brother, stop misinforming the next generation. And just make music, make your cooking shows, and stop that particular habit that you confessed online. I think that might have influenced you to say the things that you're saying. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all these dynamics. One love.